367 days in. I am devastated that that's the number, but yes, we are 367 days in. We closed on this property last New Year's Eve, last January 31st. It is July 2nd the following year, so we're 365 days in, and we are dangerously close to finishing this thing up. We've been meaning to shoot an episode for a little while, but we've been so tied up making decisions and trying to work through some issues and some trials and tribulations along the way. So any real estate project always expects to take longer, of course, without a doubt. And this one in particular is no different than any other. So we are dangerously close. There's been a ton of changes since our last Building the Brokerage episode here. So this is Building the Brokerage, and this is the most anticipated one yet for me. This is the one that, I'm like chomping at the bit. I cannot wait to move in here. We're only a couple weeks out from moving in, and it has been a journey. Like I said, 367 days, so just over a year since we closed on the building. It took another few months of inspections and due diligence period before that. And then before that, I was looking for a building for another year or so. So it's been a lot in the making here, and we're so dangerously close. We're so unbelievably excited to get in, but we wanted to give you the tour, the little teaser tour before we're finally finished here. So as you can see, all the external work has been done as far as paint and aesthetics. We're still working on some eyebrows, and some of the final trim will go in once some of the other items are finished up. The order of business is very important on a project like this. So they're still finishing up some HVAC and some final electrical approvals and stuff like that. And so they don't completely flash everything in, and they don't completely seal everything on the roof until it's all done. So that's the reason why some of the exterior stuff isn't done. But we went with a bright white, which came out very, very bright on the exterior. It's going to be all black accents throughout. We still need some signage and some other stuff. Parking lot's been done, sidewalk has been done. So there's been some work here. This is actually an interesting one. So mistakes happen, okay? And that's just like the nature of the beast anytime you're talking with real estate. So a few weeks ago, I was out here and the gutters were put in, the paint was done, and we just poured a brand new parking lot, and all this concrete is also new as well too. We had to tear all this out and re-landscape all of it. So I was out here, and I was taking a look at the gutter, and I looked and I said, where's all this water gonna go? Because basically there was just a downspout, and this is all gonna all flow this way, right over the sidewalk, which is going to be the main entrance for all the clients coming into the brokerage. And I'm like, this is not going to work. So anyway, long story short, all this brand new work they just did, we had them recut into everything, put some drain tile in, and we're going to go ahead and solve that solution. So again, I'm glad that I found it now and not in 3-4 weeks when people are slipping and sliding and falling on their butts out here. So we did find it eventually, but again, these little things come up. There's going to be a lot of them through a project like this, and being available and having attention to detail will go a long time. Yes, the architect should have caught it. Yes, the builder should have caught it. Yes, I should have caught it earlier, but we didn't. And so here we are. We're going to go ahead and fix it. So small details go a long way in a project like this. But from the exterior, as you can see, the garage doors have been replaced. We punched in a bunch of new windows. I really like the glass. It has a nice finish on the outside that meant to block a lot of the sun rays for heat and stuff like that, but it also gives a very cool reflective look in my opinion. So that was something that was selected by the architect along the way. I really like that finish, and again, very black and white kind of monochromatic theme throughout, and you'll see the same in the inside. Okay, so welcome inside. This is gonna be our reception area. We're dangerously close here. All the floors have been polished throughout. The glass is up. They're still doing some finishing touches. This is a big reception desk that we have here. I'm very excited how the wood paneling turned out. It's also a sound bat insulation as well too that helps along the way. This still needs to get finished with a solid countertop. Eventually we're gonna get a big sign up here. Still working on figuring out the details for that. Initially I was gonna do a TV, but we're switching it to a sign for all the closings. So when you take a picture up front, you'll be able to have a nice picture of Redefine Real Estate. Remember that name, Redefine Real Estate. So walking into one of the closing rooms, wow, you can hear me because I got the mic on. How cool is that? So glass front for all the closing rooms and most of the offices as well too. They're finishing up some final electrical up top as well, but very excited for this. Again, another small change that we need to make. These are the types of pivots that you got to deal with on a project like this. Once this cabinet was built out, I realized it's a little bit too big for the space. So we're actually gonna shuffle this around, move it over there, and make something smaller here. There is the main city line for the water out front, and so a lot of that needs to be covered up because it's just an ugly pipe. So the solution was a little bit too big. I don't know if my table that I ordered for in here is going to fit, so we're gonna swap that out. Those are some of the changes we're still working on. Open floor plan. A lot of the linear lights are going up as well too, so we're going to randomly stagger those throughout. So those will be different angles to give that aesthetic look. Another big room here as well too. This is going to be one of our lenders that we work with is going to actually rent a space from us. We're really excited. We're going to have in-house lending. Next door lending is going to be in here, so we're excited to have them. There's going to be somebody working here every day from a lending perspective, which will help the agents, it'll help the lender, help our clients. We have someone right on site for questions and all that type of stuff, live in person in the flesh. Not sure where we're at last time around in the last episode, but all the backsplash has been put in behind. This is going to be the big open kitchen. Big island has been installed. Eventually there's going to be a waterfall edge to this, so they still need to put the stone top in and do a waterfall edge. But good sized kitchen, huge open floor plan. This is going to be another office for our marketing team. Excited about this one as well too. Again, all glass front. There's going to be 3 or 4 people in here doing marketing. Nick might be one of those guys working out of here on a regular basis, so this will be his office. You excited? Let's go. No light in here. Spooky. Spooky, spooky. So this is the podcast room. Again, made for content creation. I think I talked about this in previous videos, but this is actually going to be completely soundproof, so we can shoot podcasts and be able to control the volume, be able to control the sound, and make sure that we can end up with that nice crispy sound. In a modern world, one of the things out of the brokerages that we're looking to do is to be able to shoot content, to be able to make social media, to be able to be much more agile in this modern landscape for ourselves, for our agents, and for our clients. And so a room like that goes a very long way. That's a big point of this space, is to be able to create that quality type content and be able to market in a modern way, which most brokerages do not have. That's a big check in the right direction, in my opinion. It might be working in here, so we'll stay out of their way. But that mechanical room, like I said, is getting pretty wild with the amount of electrical going into and all that stuff. Sorry, guys. Do your thing as long as you don't care to be in the shot. Okay, a couple other pieces here. This is the sales floor. All of our private offices will be tucked to the side, as you can see, all glass front. And eventually we're gonna have our cubicles in here, this way and that way, to a T. So that's where our sales team will be working out of. And again, kind of tucking the whole team over here, so we can use the rest of the open space to be able to spread out if we want, make calls, do whatever, shoot content. Or I think for a lot of people just like their space in today's world. So although they all have their own desk as far as our agents and stuff like that, we're gonna be able to spread out, have that co-working type of vibe, have that modern feel where you can just post up in the corner, you know, take a seat, take your laptop wherever, make some calls, do some work, whatever. So we found in our current office, people just want to spread out and kind of do that. And so we want to give their the ability to do that in this office. And so I'm very, very excited to be able to not only have a little bit more space for our agents, but also be able to spread out. And I think they'll appreciate that from a lot of perspectives. So I think they're working here as well too. Last but not least, if Nick wants to poke his head in there, it's going to be our big training room. Again, one of the other creative spaces that we're really excited about here. And so what I'm most excited for that is to be able to host our training, do our lives, and be able to do more video content to be able to showcase what we're about. One thing I haven't talked about on this particular channel or on these particular episodes yet is, you know, the stuff that we do from a real estate perspective, like what we're doing day in and day out, what we're actually good at. Building the brokerage has been around this building so far, and yes, we do real estate sales without a doubt, and yes, this is kind of a unique project I wanted to walk you guys through, but we're really, really good when it comes to helping people buy and sell real estate. We're really dialed in. We have, you know, over 100 5-star reviews online. That's growing fast, and we're doing things differently. And so a big portion of this channel and other channels like it that we make is to be able to showcase that and provide that to other people so they can learn, be educated, continue to grow in their own career paths, and definitely for our clients as well too. I was listening to a podcast this morning, and it had talked about our best clients are the clients that are the most coached, educated, and ready to purchase. And I think that's really our job as agents or good salespeople. Our job is to make sure that we have an educated buyer, because other than that, you're kind of just selling someone that's not really ready to go. But if we're coaching, educating, and preparing that buyer, that's the best potential buyer for you. It's the best client that's going to set them up for success. And stuff going to lead to the easiest sales. And so coaching, education, all that stuff's going to be a huge part of the brokerage without a doubt. So Again, I'm trying to recall the last video, the building the brokerage, but I love how the garage doors turned out. I don't know if those were installed yet. We have the black ceilings, and again, more linear lights for aesthetics throughout. So we're starting to kind of get our feel for what furniture is going to go in and stuff like that, but I'm excited to solely make it our own from here, right? We've come a long way. It's been over a year on this project, and from here to be able to make it our own, to be able to start to give it our own feel, make some aesthetic finishes and final touches as we move in, and then after we move in from there. So anticipation is the key word here. We're anticipating and very, very excited to move in. Thank you so much for following our journey along the way, whether you see this before or after the journey happened. It's been a big thing for me. It's been a big thing for our team. So we're very, very excited to move in. In the next episode, most likely you're gonna see the finishing touches, you're gonna see the final product, and you're gonna see us moving in. Then from there, we're gonna really deep dive into actually building the company and what it's like to build a brokerage, taking a team aspect, moving it into a brokerage, and build out from there. So we're very excited for the next step. Stay tuned and stay ready for the anticipation.